What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of TEW Confrontational. My name is Ty Workentine here with my little brother Evan Workentine.
What up, what
up? Back at you with episode number 37 of TEW Confrontational. Got a lot to talk about. Yeah, we got NFL, MLB playout, the World Series starts in a couple days.
Yeah, Fridays when it starts,
Yep,
first
Friday.
game.
Yep, exactly. And then we got NHL going back to back, have like 15, 16 games a night here coming up on. They had Tuesday and then Thursday.
Yep.
Just a lot going on. College basketball starts next week as well. So yeah, just a lot of sports going on. Favorite month, October. So yeah, shout out October. But
Halloween's coming up Tuesday.
Halloween on Thursday. On
Tuesday,
Tuesday,
yeah.
31st next week. So yeah, we're pumped. So it's a good season. So starting off week 7 recap. Starting off Thursday night, we had the Jacksonville Jaguars heading to the New Orleans Saints, and Jacksonville ended up pulling off that W. Good game overall from Jacksonville. It feels like they got their spark back and everything. They ended up winning 31-24. Trevor Lawrence was banged up going into this game. Didn't know if he was going to play or not, but he came out, and his ankle, the knee, didn't seem to be bothering him. He had 59 yards on the ground. Good game overall from the Jags offensive and defensive wise.
Yeah, starting to put it together with all of his weapons. So I think they're going to keep rolling.
Yeah,
Saints.
Travis Etienne had 2 touchdowns. Jacksonville forced 3 fumbles and had 3 fumbles recoveries, and Trevor Lawrence had 204 yards and 59 yards on the ground, like I said, and then. On the other side, Alvin Kamara was balling out. He had 62 yards on the ground and 91 through the air.
Yeah.
And he was like pretty much their only target besides Michael Thomas and like Chris Olave.
Yeah.
Derek Carr still threw for 300.
Yeah, and that's like that was Alvin Kamara's best game yet. That's kind of his welcome back game. Welcome back to the NFL. I'm going to ball out again. Crazy news, Chris Olave got arrested for reckless driving. It was last night. Or 2 nights ago, so we'll see what happens out of that. He wasn't not intoxicated or anything like that, so I don't think a suspension will be coming.
He was going 85 and a 40 or something.
35 miles per hour over the speed limit.
Yeah, 85 and a 50 or something. Yeah. So,
but he said to the cop, he's like, I'm a receiver for the Saints, and he's like, and the cop was like, and. So he's not getting his sympathy because he's an NFL receiver.
Yeah, they shouldn't be treated any differently.
No.
But Alvin Kamara didn't have any touchdowns on the game, but still produced a lot of touches.
Got him in the touchdown, areas, the red zone areas.
17 carries and 12 receptions, so he's getting the ball a lot. So he's doing good on fantasy. But Jaguars pull this one off, 31-24. So that's good offensive and defensive victory for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And then on Sunday we had the Chicago Bears heading to the Raiders, and then Chicago Bears get their second dub on the year. Beating the Raiders 30-12.
Yeah, with help with their backup quarterback.
Yeah, Tyson Baggett or however you pronounce that.
Begot, I don't know.
Yeah, he had just 1 touchdown through the air, but led the team on a bunch of drives and three touchdown drives, and
there's some kind of controversy of like, all right, now he's got to win. Justin Fields has one win too. So who do you start?
Yeah, Devontae Foreman played well. He kind of carried the team on his back, having like 2 or 3 touchdowns, 1 through the air and 2 on the ground. So he played well, and he was like, their saving grace for that game. Baggett didn't have a crazy good game. He didn't have any turnovers, so that's the key there.
Take care of the ball security.
Exactly. So coming out of, I think it was like a Division II school. Can't remember the name of the school, but good for him. Good start. And then his dad was arm wrestling people before the game,
like tailgate.
And like the NFL, it was kind of funny. He was arm wrestling some ESPN analysis, so that was pretty funny. And he's like a world champion in arm wrestling. So and then Devontae Adams was 7 catches and 57 yards. Josh Jacobs on the ground only had 35 yards. He was the one complaining about not getting paid and then can't produce. I don't think.
How many carries did he have?
Like 7, like 11, I think.
Okay, I mean that's quite a bit. It's not a ton by any means. In 7 receptions, again, stress it enough. Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams had 12 targets. Well, it's better. Yeah, it's better. That's what he should be get every game. But depends how. Obviously, I think there probably was some bad throws because when anything's in the Devontae Adams vicinity, he's gonna catch it.
Brian Hoyer started the game. Played like ass, had 2 picks.
It's Brian Hoyer.
Aiden O'Connell came in and he played a little bit better.
Yeah.
Still threw a pick, but still, yeah. I think Aiden O'Connell is the way to go in LA or Las Vegas if Garoppolo's still out. So,
Mm-hmm.
But good win from the Bears. They moved to 2-5 and yeah, are tied for third. I guess they lost to the Packers, so they're in last, but they're same record. And
they haven't had their bye. They have one more loss.
Yeah, right.
So yeah.
Yeah, so then moving to the Browns and the Colts. This one was an exciting game. Browns that end up winning in Indianapolis by 39-38.
Mm-hmm.
Gardner Minshew throws for over 300. But yeah, it wasn't enough to knock off the
put up 38 points with a second string quarterback. And then there's a huge PI that kind of gave the Browns the game. But I'd be happier and shit. 38 points from Gardner Minshew and 300 yards in the air. You can't be upset about that. And Browns are a good team.
Yeah, Jonathan.
They're no slump. So.
Yeah. No, yeah, exactly. Well, Browns defense is incredible. Myles Garrett having he jumped over the center to block the
he kind of won that game from too.
And then had the strip sack in the end zone to
seal
a touchdown.
Kind of, yeah.
And then he had 11 tackles, 9 tackles. And had the 2 strip sack and the block punt, block field goals.
And I believe Kareem Hunt had a touchdown.
2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. Yeah, I picked him up in fantasy. Obviously, nobody claimed him. He's from. I mean, that was his team prior to Chubb.
Yeah, and Jerome
Jerome Ford's a beast too. But Kareem Hunt knows the plays. He's not a rookie. So that's a great get. I'm glad he was able to go back to Cleveland and be in the familiar system. And now he's back. He got 2 touchdowns. So. Hopefully he can keep it going.
Yeah, 100%. And then, on the other side, Jonathan Taylor played well. He had a touchdown on the ground.
Yep.
Not a whole lot of yards, but it's tough against that Cleveland defense, like we said. But Josh Downs, the rookie, he had a big game, 5 catches for 125 yards and a touchdown. And so, he was a big weapon on the Colts offense. Same with Michael Pittman Jr., who had 2 catches for 83 yards and a touchdown.
So two big plays.
Yeah, 2 big bombs or 1 big bomb, yeah. So... Yeah, tough for PJ Walker, but ended up getting the dub. He didn't. Yeah, he led the team to victory, but I don't think he did much.
Yeah,
like 190 yards and a touchdown. But so that's the Browns and the Colts. The Browns take the dub there, move to 4-2. Colts fall to 3-4, but still not too bad.
They're still a good team.
Yeah, exactly. And then we had the New England Patriots knocking off the Buffalo Bills in New England. What does that say about the Buffalo Bills?
I think Josh Allen is,
2 or 3 in a row.
It's kind of like maybe a mentality thing, mindset thing. Just being confident in yourself. I mean, obviously, a quarterback, you have to be probably the most confident person on the field at all times, and be able to run the offense efficiently. I think he's losing it. He hasn't played good the past 2 or 3 games. Obviously, his first game played horrendous. So it's not looking good for the Bills fans. I wouldn't be very optimistic that he's going to make a bounce back after 3 bad games this entire season. I don't know. And losing to the Patriots, divisional game, and the Patriots aren't good at all. They had 1 win prior to beating the Bills. So not looking good for Bills fans. Hopefully they can get together, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, Bills have a short week this week too. They play Tampa Bay on Thursday night. Short week to recover and get things back on track. Just Bills fans I wouldn't say that's all the hype leading up. I don't know. I never believe in the hype. They've had that hype for the last 4 years saying this team's going to win the Super Bowl, all that.
And they've never done it, yeah.
Yeah, but then Bill Belichick, on the other hand, gets his 300th regular season win.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Becomes the third most winning as coaching and regular season behind Dan Shula and George Halas.
Yeah, and he's got to be pretty up there for
total victories,
playoff wins. I'm saying
he has 331 total wins.
Yeah,
so he just passed 300 regular season, but he has 31 additional
postseason wins.
Yeah, and then he's still second to Dan Shula, but still. Congratulations, Bill, on that.
It could be his last year,
and it's a good team to beat too. It's not like they beat the Arizona Cardinals.
It's a good team that had a lot of momentum behind him. I wouldn't say a ton of momentum behind him, but it's also a divisional opponent. So that's a huge win for the Patriots.
Yeah. So Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen just need to get on the same page. I think they had a touchdown this game anyway, but to get Dalton Kincaid more involved since he's back. I think he had 8 catches for 55 yards there. 8 catches for 75 yards, excuse me. And then, James Cook just needs to get it going in the passing game and the running game. So, Bills got a lot of work to do. They face Tampa Bay on Thursday night next week, so we'll see what happens there. Giants get their second dub of the season as well under Tyrod Taylor. Beat the Commanders 14-7 at home in New York. Good game from the Giants overall.
Yeah, Darren Waller scores his first touchdown. That's awesome, pretty impressive. And Tyrod Taylor, he's a beast.
Yep.
I know we've mentioned this, paying Danny Dimes a shit ton of money, but I know Tyrod Taylor's winning. He's given some juice to the team, so why not keep him in?
I think they look a little bit more quicker and a little bit better on offense with Tyrod Taylor in there. He throws for 275 and 2 tutties. And then Darren Waller was one of those touchdowns. And Saquon Barkley, who had 77 yards on the ground, also had 41 in the air and a touchdown for Tyrod.
Great game.
Yeah,
for Saquon.
Yeah, and on the defensive side for the Giants, they sacked Sam Howell 6 times. So defense is fucking and they were pressuring last week against Josh Allen. They held him to like under 200 passing yards and everything. So they're getting after the quarterback. But Sam Howell and the Commanders' offensive line got to get it together. Sam Howell's been sacked 40 times all year. Yeah, that's the most by any quarterback in the league right now. So they got to get it together for sure. But good win for the Giants.
No doubt.
They
definitely needed that.
They play the Jets next week, which should be a fun game.
Both. I mean, it's not. I know obviously it's Giants home field advantage, but it's both home field advantage. They should be very familiar with the stadium and stuff like that. So
right, exactly.
It's gonna be a tough game, but we'll get into that.
Giants and Jets. That's gonna be a fun one next week. But Giants get their second dub at home against the Commanders. I don't think Sam Howell has that dog in him, or at least isn't getting the opportunity to shine just with those 40 sacks all year. So.
Offensive line is a huge part to be when you're a running back, when you're a quarterback. Pretty much every position. If you're behind the line, it's important to have a good offensive line. So unfortunate, but they'll get together. Maybe not this year, but maybe next year.
Yeah, right. And then moving on, Falcons and the Buccaneers. Falcons kind of walk into Tampa and kind of upset the Buccaneers. So I don't know how the Falcons keep winning these one-score games, but Younghoe Koo is clutch, knocks in a 51-yard field goal to upset the Buccaneers 16-13 in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay didn't look bad. I don't know how the Falcons.
The Falcons, they have a mediocre record, but I think they're pretty consistent.
Bijan Robinson got 1 touch the whole entire game.
Yep, and they did say he was during warm-ups. He did not feel great. They didn't specify an injury, but he wasn't feeling great. That's the reason, lack of carries for him. So
because that was shocking for my fantasy team. I thought he was going to get the rock a lot especially against the Bucs, but I guess not. But Tyler Algier led the backfield with 21 carries, but only 59 yards.
He didn't have a ton of fantasy points for me, but
it's just that Bucs defense with Devin White and Levante David.
Yeah.
So that's a good defense, and the Buccaneers had 3 fumble recoveries. I just don't understand how the Falcons keep winning these close ones, but
getting lucky.
They're always in them, and there wasn't a whole lot of offense on the other side with Desmond Ridder and stuff like that. So I'm not sure how they pulled that one up, but they did and beat the Bucs, so they moved to 4-3. Bucs moved to 3-3. So. Then we got moving on. The Lions absolutely got their ass stomped by the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore. Ravens made a statement in this one. They moved to 5-2.
Yep, they did.
And division leaders. The great.
I think the Ravens are the real deal. I've said Detroit's the real deal. But they got exposed. Dan Campbell obviously didn't give a good enough pregame speech or halftime speech because they didn't have any. Would they have 6 points?
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on there.
Touchdown by Jahmyr Gibbs, but they didn't. I think they went for 2 and missed the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I think they're both good teams. But I do think the Ravens are the real deal. Lamar Jackson's just a straight up baller.
Yeah, he put on a show, throwing for 367 yards and 3 touchdowns, 2 of them to Mark Andrews.
Mr. Reliable.
Yeah, Mark Andrews had a game. He kind of balls out. Zay Flowers, OBJ, Rashad Bateman, Nelson Aguilar, they all had decent games too. So the whole offense of the Ravens and the defense looked good too. Lions just couldn't get it together on really offense or defense. Amon-Ra St. Brown still had over 100 yards, but he's just he's one of the top.
He's consistent of having anywhere from 70 to 100 yards every game.
Very underrated, for sure.
His brother played for the Packers.
Yeah, so but otherwise than that, Jahmyr Gibbs had 11 carries for 68 yards and a touchdown. He also had like 40 yards through the air. So basically, there's those two on offense. They could use David Montgomery back to help that, like the double-headed, two-headed monster. But I don't think with him back even would have helped with Jahmyr Gibbs or with the Baltimore Ravens offense and defense. So.
And just thinking about it, like who was it? I know the running back for J.K. Dobbins. Imagine if they had him.
Yeah, but
and that's another. Gus Edwards is a beast, but
Justice Hill are still filling that role.
Yeah,
they would be starters on probably any other team. Like they're
Like
Gus Edwards is a dog.
J.K. Dobbins is a dog. He's young. So I mean, it just depends. Like if I don't think he's coming back this year.
No, probably not with the Achilles, but we'll see.
Maybe him and Rodgers come back both this year.
Yeah, they're both on the
week apart.
They're both on the same doctor, same rehab probably, and all
same
that
regimen. They're probably doing the same exact stuff.
Exactly. So we'll see what his return looks like. But yeah, Lamar Jackson just had an outstanding game. The whole offense just looked smooth. Defense didn't know couldn't stop them. Didn't know what was going on. So yeah, that was a good game for the Ravens. I'm excited to see how they pan out. They're 5-2. So and they play Arizona next week. So it should be an easy game. And Detroit plays Vegas on Monday, so they get a little bit of time to rest and recover after that beating. And they play on Monday. So then we got the Steelers and the Rams. This one was a good game. Steelers kind of come back in the fourth quarter and end up winning this game. It was kind of back and forth the whole time, but the Steelers offense kind of came alive in the fourth quarter and ended up winning 24-17.
I feel like they've had a few of these games this year. I think one was against the Browns. They ended up beating the Browns. And then obviously this one. So, I mean, the Steelers, they put together maybe a decent game, but they always kind of come out on top, and they have them big plays at the end of the game.
Yeah, Deontay Johnson made his return. He coming off IR. He had 5 catches for 79 yards. George Pickens was over 100 yards on 5 catches and had a tutty, but didn't have a touchdown. Excuse me. But Najee Harris had a touchdown. He's kind of getting back in his thing. Jalen Warren's could be a good two-headed monster if Najee Harris picks it up. But Cooper Kupp didn't have many catches. He had 2 catches for 29 yards and
not enough targets.
Yeah, Puka Nacua had 150 yards. So offense was still moving for the Rams. Just couldn't hold the Steelers offense. The defense couldn't hold the Steelers offense off the field. So. Steelers take this one, and Rams fall to 3-4. Steelers move to 4-2, so they're looking a decent record for how they're performing.
So it was that division. We just spoke with the Ravens. They're number 1. Yeah. Steelers are 2. I'm not sure. I don't think they haven't played each other, have they?
I think they played each other. Yeah,
beginning of the year.
No, like 3 weeks ago. I think.
Okay. I'd have to look back, but this means the division's coming alive. I mean, that's a pretty good division if you think about it. You got Baltimore, you got the Browns, and then you got the Steelers and Cincinnati. And Cincinnati's coming alive too. So that could be one of the best divisions in football right now. Yeah, no, it's a exciting division, and we'll see what happens. I don't think the Steelers are a 4-2 team at all. They've squeaked some way, like I mentioned. Yeah, they've had a few close games where they just end up coming out on top. But I think they're still like resilient. Like they're a resilient team. Like I know everybody's shitting on their offensive coordinator, but I think Kenny Pickett wants to win. I think there's those receivers
George
around
Pickens
him
is a dog.
want to win.
About not getting enough catches, and then he goes off for 100. So.
Yeah, and he's had a few big games, and then getting Deontay Johnson back off of IR. That's just another huge playmaker.
Yep.
One of I'd say top 20 receivers in the league.
Yep.
Najee
Harris
huge for them. He's got to pick it up.
Yeah,
and their offensive line.
Yeah, offensive line and Najee Harris, and then Kenny Pickett just has to stay comfortable, confident in the pocket. But then the defense side, I don't think there's really any worries on the defense, maybe in the secondary, but that with TJ Watt coming off the edge.
And they got a beast in Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Right. Right. But some of those maybe corners might be a little soft because giving up Puka Nacua. I mean, granted Cooper Kupp only had 29 yards, but Puka Nacua.
But they should have shut him down as well. But you can't double team both of them.
Right. And then Darrell Henderson and Royce Freeman kind of led the backfield in LA and did a decent job. Both had like around 60, 65 yards. So that wasn't bad in replace of Kyron Williams. But yeah, not bad. Good win for the Steelers. I still like the Rams. I think they're a good team. So we'll see what their week looks like next week here. But then we have the Cardinals in Seattle. Seattle ends up winning this one 20-10. But yeah, what do you think about that one?
As expected.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, Josh Dobbs.
I thought it was gonna be a little bit bigger of a upset, not upset, but more of a difference or spread. But yeah, like we said this whole time. I mean, they're not a good team, but they have heart. And the Cardinals, and then Seattle's not great, but they're good. So.
Yeah, Geno Smith for 215 and 2 touchdowns. Kenneth Walker with 100 yards on the ground, and that Jackson Smith and Jigba had a great catch for a touchdown, and also another rookie Bobo or something like that also had a touchdown, which led them to the 2010 victory. But yeah, good game. DK Metcalf was out in this one, I believe. Tyler Lockett wasn't really existent, so it was nice to have those young guys like Jackson Smith and Jigba and
then still get a win without having your best guys perform.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, good overall win, and the defenses, they're good on the defensive side, but yeah, as expected, like you said. So, and then we move on. The Denver Broncos at home beat the Green Bay Packers 19-17. What do you think about this one? We'll get your thoughts first.
Yeah, just having that high the first 2 or 3 weeks, you going 2-1, having a tough loss. Just watching the offensive line, Jordan Love is not what I don't think. I don't want to go too hard on him because it is only going to be week 8. Not good the past few weeks for sure. I know he started out hot. He was very consistent, kind of took care of the ball. He's having three interception games. Offensive line's awful. Can't really establish a run game. It's just unfortunate. And now we're sitting at, where do we go from here? Obviously Jordan Love's going to play another year, maybe. Do we find a backup in case we need a replacement? I know we have that younger kid that came out of the XFL, but no, he got drafted actually. I can't remember his name. Sean Clifford, which he balled out in preseason. Do you go to him?
But yeah, preseason, like Dorian Thompson-Robinson balled out in preseason.
But Sean Clifford, but we never gave him a shot in regular season, and that Robinson did get a shot in the regular season. So
you saw how that turned out too.
Yeah, but I mean, what do you go? You're 2-4. They're sitting at 7th draft pick right now. That's great because we're gonna get a 2nd round draft pick, obviously from the Aaron Rodgers trade. So we're gonna get a few pretty 1st round and 2nd round picks. But where do you turn? Like, what do? Do you just do you try to win, or do you want to experience with your backup quarterback? I don't know, but it's unfortunate. We got a bit tough schedule coming up, so looks like it could be.
You got a big divisional game next week against the Vikings. So yeah, I mean,
I don't know. The Broncos aren't good. I mean, it was a shitty game, and we did the same fucking shit we do every week. We get our ass whooped in the first half and try to make a comeback in the second half. Another play, we've had multiple plays just like this where Jordan Love kind of marches down the field, puts us in good field position to score a touchdown or at least get 3 points or whatever, and you throw a pick. So I don't understand it, but whatever.
Yeah, so like that, like you said, making that comeback in the 4th quarter, they had a drive going. He was looking, Love was looking all right, and then he throws the pick to the PJ Locke at the end of the game to seal the game.
Yeah, and then when they went through that, they kind of walked it through. Tucker Kraft's running a dig, 10 yards down. All you need is to get close enough. You don't need to hurry. They had plenty of time. I think can't remember, they had it was a little close to a minute or 45 seconds left. Didn't need to rush it. Try to make a big play. He's done this multiple times and it always ends up in a turnover. So unfortunate, but I guess we'll see what comes.
Leading receiver for the Green Bay Packers was A.J. Dillon with 34 yards.
Yeah.
So yeah, when your leading receiver has 34 yards,
is your backup running
back, something's not looking good on offense, and yeah, it shows losing to the Broncos, who moved to 2-5. They have a tough divisional game next week against Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, they'll get blown out of the water.
So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, Packers at the Vikings Vikings at the Packers next week. So they get a home game. But yeah, 2-4 heading into that game. So we'll see what happens there, and we'll get into that here in a second. But then yeah, another divisional game. You had the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. But yeah, Patrick Mahomes balls out, throws for 4 touchdowns, 424 yards.
And who actually balled out that game?
Yeah, Kelsey's a dog.
What do you have, 180 or 190 yards receiving?
Yeah, 179 yards and a touchdown. So yeah, but that connection is nuts. But still, Patrick Mahomes threw to 4 different, threw his 4 touchdowns to 4 different receivers. You had Rice.
That Rice is gonna be a beast.
Yeah, you had Rice, and then you had
is that Rashid Rice?
Pacheco, and then you had Rashid Rice, Pacheco, Kelsey, and then was it Kadarius Toney? Maybe
could have been. I didn't see.
Yeah, but he threw it to 4 different receivers for his 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, and then they got big news out of that. The Jets trade prior to that game, I believe. Yeah, prior to that game, they get McCole Hardman, great punt returner. He's played a little bit of snaps on the offensive side of the ball, but.
And then the rookie out of I think it was Clemson, he just got arrested this morning with $25,000 in damages and maybe like a domestic violence charge and everything. So, but he was good draft pick. I think it was Ross.
Ross is he a receiver?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
coming out of Clemson or Syracuse.
I'm not sure where he's out of, but yeah.
And then
Ross.
He got arrested.
Justin Ross.
Yeah, he got arrested last night.
Not John Ross. Another bust, or a bust, but yeah, Justin Ross.
Yeah. But then on the other hand, Chargers looked decent. Josh Palmer had like 155 yards. 133 yards on 5 catches. So I mean, their offense. Austin Eckler didn't really do much on the ground. Josh Palmer actually not Josh Palmer, Josh Kelly actually outrushed him with 75 and a touchdown. But tough game against Kansas City. Kansas City looks like the real deal, moving to 6-1 on that on that victory. And yeah, Patrick Mahomes, he keeps playing like that with Travis Kelce, and then Taylor Swift and Mahomes' wife,
Brittany Mahomes.
Brittany, if they're dancing, doing their celebrations in the press box.
They got a handshake, and you got what's his name? Another Mahomes. I can't remember his name.
But you have that dweeb in the background. But if they have those 2 Taylor Swift and Brittany in the press box doing that, they're winning every game from here on out. Sure.
And it's awesome because and Lions are. I'm gonna go back to the first week. The Lions are really good. Everybody's saying Lions are really good, and because they beat the Chiefs the first game of the season. Excuse me. But Chiefs are 6-0. We're on a roll. They're undefeated since that game, and I don't think anybody's gonna stop them.
Yeah, and they got, like I said,
and they're increasing. And I said this, 2 weeks ago when he, or maybe even 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, when Kelsey had that was a hamstring injury, or knee injury, and I said that his targets are gonna increase, and they have, and he's had increased his yardage every single game.
Well, yeah, he's really their only offensive weapon besides maybe.
Well, that Rashid Rice is a beast.
But like the connection, like if it's
and Valdez-Scantling. They got a ton of weapons.
They're going to Travis Kelce every.
Yeah, he's Mr. Reliable.
They know they need another wide receiver. McCole Hardman's not going to cut it. They needed like a high end wide receiver, and we'll go into a trade talk later because there's a lot of people that are like Marquise Brown. He's gonna be a free agent next year. There's Derrick Henry's gonna be a free agent next year, but obviously that's not a wide receiver. But looking at him maybe getting traded because deadline's on next week on Thursday.
Yep, and let's get through these games and we'll talk about the trades here in a second.
And then next game we had a lot of good games in the afternoon. You have the Eagles and the Dolphins. That was a fun game to watch. Eagles look like the real deal. They're running all over people,
dominant.
Throwing. AJ Brown looks like a man out there amongst kids. Just a solid overall win for the Philadelphia Eagles. So,
yeah, they're the real deal, just like the Chiefs. Who says we can't see another Chiefs and Eagles Super Bowl? Yeah,
and Dallas Goedert got some touches, 5 catches for 77 yards and a touchdown. Like I said, AJ Brown would dog with 137 yards.
Yep, and we got to see Julio Jones out there a little bit.
Yeah,
he had a few plays.
Yeah, he looks pretty good in Kelly Green. Great.
Just dominant performance all around. Yep. Great defense, great special teams, great offense.
Yeah, and then on the other side, Tyreek Hill had under 100 yards this game, so might set him back on his pace to 2,000, but he's still having a hell of a
Dolphins
career.
are going to be, still in it too, and
hell of a season.
And their defense is going to get better in here in a few weeks with getting Jalen Ramsey back. So
and Waddle, he kind of got a little banged up in that game, like second quarter, but he came back and had a showing. with 6 catches for 63 yards. So he was a big impact. Raheem Mostert didn't do much on the ground. So yeah, it's against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, it's one of the best defenses in the NFL.
Defensive lines for sure. So yeah, and then that was the last game of Sunday. Then moving to Monday night, we had the fucking Minnesota fucking Vikings at home upsetting the San Francisco 49ers, making that their second loss in a row. So that was a great win. That was an overall great game played on offense and defense for the whole game.
Yep.
I thought coming out the first quarter when
Kirk
Cousins threw the ball to Jordan Addison and Ward ripped it out and they called it an interception. I was like, fuck, here we go again.
Yeah, but then
turnover train.
But then they turn it over next possession.
Right, turnover train. I thought, oh, here we go again. This is going to be a shitty-ass game and I should just turn it off now. But then Hitman Harry coming in with the punch on Christian McCaffrey, knocking the ball out. They're about to score too. They were in the red zone. Hitman Harry coming up big, and then we go down and score. So yeah, hell of a game from Kirk Cousins, throwing for 375 and 2 touchdowns.
And hell of a game from Jordan Addison as well.
Yeah, Jordan Addison had that big play at halftime.
Same exact play.
Yeah,
same defender.
Ripped it out of Ward's hands. Ward was guarding Addison the whole game. But yeah, ripped it out of Ward's hands. That was a great matchup, by the way. But at the end of halftime,
same play though. Yeah, same exact play. Just 2 different results.
Not same exact play.
Well,
one was slant, one was going deep. Same catch. Both had the same hands on the ball at the same time.
Different result.
And yeah, Jordan Addison ripped it out for a touchdown at the end of half, which was huge. And then Cameron Bynum with 2 picks. One was a game-sealing pick. He was flying all over the field.
I don't know about that last one. He was flying all over the field, but that's making he was just standing there.
Right, but no, he had 9 tackles throughout the game, 7 solo. Like, he was flying all over the field. He was the one that wrapped up Christian McCaffrey and let Harrison Smith come in and punch that ball out. So yeah, he was all over the field. But yeah, that last pick was
Kirk Cousins balling out, 45 pass attempts, 35 for 45. Offensive line and Kirk Cousins won you that game. Passed 45 times, 0 sacks. That's impressive. Especially against a wild Niners defense. That's a good win.
Yeah, offensive line led up 0 sacks to one of the best defenses in the league. That was clutch. So our defense, if we can play like that and give Kirk Cousins time, he's gonna ball out like he did. He is second in the league in passing yards with like 1206, and he leads the league in touchdowns with 16. So yeah, our offense is clicking. We need to get the run game more. I like to see Cam Akers get the ball a little bit more. He had 10 touches, but he only had like 35 yards, but then he had some 30 yards through the air. But yeah, hell of a victory from the Vikings, and we got the Green Bay Packers next week in Green Bay. So short week to prepare for the Packers divisional game, but we gotta come out and just
it was play. Overall a great win. The Vikings are looking, they're not trading Kirk Cousins anymore. That's a fact. When the trade, you obviously mentioned trade deadline coming up, they were a few weeks ago they were thinking about getting rid of Kirk. No more. He's the best player on that team. He makes that team the best.
With JJ out,
he's still the best player on that team. He's got to get the ball to JJ somehow. So with a good quarterback.
From a person who rips Kirk Cousins the past 4 or 5 years, and now he's the best player on the team.
He is. Well, that game just showed me. And to be quite frank, they had a great game, but the 49ers kind of beat themselves with 3-4 turnovers. You're not going to win the game with 3 turnovers. And especially they kind of like Jordan Love, kind of had glimpses of Jordan Love when Brock Purdy threw that end of the game, just threw it up. Went right to the defender. They could have sealed that game.
Our defense held everyone below average besides Christian McCaffrey, who no team has been able to stop Christian McCaffrey. He had a rushing touchdown and a catching touchdown. So
16 straight weeks with a touchdown.
So that's the NFL record. But yeah, impressive win for the Vikings, and we got a big one next week. So we'll dive into next week, starting with the Buffalo Bills playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, both coming off losses. 3-3 Buccaneers traveling to Buffalo, Buccaneers traveling to the Buffalo. 4-3 Buffalo Bills. Who do you got in this one?
I got Buffalo. Just because you're in Buffalo, rowdy ass crowd. Obviously coming off of that bad loss last week against a not so great team. I think they got to pick it up. I think Josh Allen has to pick it up. I think, hopefully that connection with Stephon Diggs increases. Hopefully they can get James Cook get going. I think they'll beat them, and I think that the Bucs will lose.
Yeah, I think this is going to be not a revenge game, but Bills are going to come out firing on all cylinders. I think having yeah, even if it's a short week, I still think they're coming out firing on all cylinders. I think they'll put up 40 points and take the over on Josh Allen on passing yards and rushing yards. I don't think James Cook is going to get a whole lot of work just because of that the linebackers in the line. But when Josh Allen gets out of the pocket and gets some breakup plays, he's going to be taking off with the ball. And then that connection with Cook needs to be there. But then Dalton Kincaid had a good game. Get him involved. Gabe Davis. Yeah, I think Buffalo comes out. Jordan Poyer had a good game last week.
He's a dog.
Forced the fumble. But, yeah, we'll see what happens. But I think Buffalo comes out firing on all cylinders and beats the Buccaneers at home. Buffalo has an 8.5-point spread. I think they beat them by more than 8.5.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, initially when I thought about it, it was going to be a tough game. But, no, I think that the Bills have to bounce back. Or else you're going to lose the entire city of Buffalo if you lose this game.
Well, yeah, and then did that bounce back against not Miami, but they lost to Miami.
Yeah, and they bounced back. Who was that?
They put up 42 points and just crushed the team.
Was it Miami? I thought that was a high-scoring game, and Buffalo ended up beating Miami.
Miami only has one loss, though, and they lost to Philly.
Let's take a look. I'll go back. You keep go over next game, or do you got the Bills? So
yeah, I got the Bills in this one here. No, Dolphins do have
2 losses.
2 losses. So yeah, I think
Buffalo,
they did beat the Bills at home. Or yeah, Dolphins.
Bills beat the Dolphins. Yeah.
Home. Yeah, and that came out as a good scoring game. Yeah, for sure.
Let's see here. I'm gonna go back. That wasn't that long ago. I don't believe.
I think it was 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think so too. Actually, I think it was week 4.
Yeah, but Buffalo, I have in that one. And then we have the Los Angeles Rams heading to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. Dallas is coming off a bye, and the Rams are coming off that loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Dallas has a 6.5-point spread at home. Who do you got in this one?
Can you say that one again?
Yeah, 3-4 Rams heading to Dallas, take on the 4-2 Cowboys. Dallas is coming off a bye. Rams are coming off a loss to Pittsburgh, and Dallas has a 6.5-point spread at home.
Yeah, I got the Dallas Cowboys for sure. Lost last week for the Rams, and I think the Cowboys are good. I mean, I like their offense, I like their defense, and obviously the Rams lost last week kind of proves like they're still mediocre. You said you like them, still a mediocre team. I think the Cowboys are going to win, and that spread 6.5. I think they beat them by a touchdown.
I think this one's going to be closer than a lot of people think. I think this one's going to be at least a 3-point game. If not going into overtime, honestly, I can predict an overtime game in this one. But, yeah, I still have the Cowboys winning this one by 3. But, yeah, coming off a bye, I think they get a little bit of extra rest. Tony Pollard's going to be fresh, have some fresh legs after getting beat up for 4 or 5 weeks there. But, yeah, I think they come out. I think Jake Ferguson's going to have a big game. CeeDee Lamb will have a big game. And then Tony Pollard, but I think on the other side, Cooper Kupp's gonna go off.
Hopefully he has more than 2 targets.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be a lot.
2
I think
receptions.
it's gonna be a shootout. I think it's gonna be a lot closer than 6.5. But I have the Cowboys winning. I'm gonna have the Cowboys winning in overtime by a field goal.
Okay. Oh, going back to that Miami Bills game. Yep, the Bills beat Miami 48-20 in week 4.
Yeah.
So they're known for obviously big comeback games and putting up a lot of points. So
yeah, good thing to take it. And it was coming off a loss too, I believe. So yeah, I have the Bills doing the same thing, upsetting or putting on a good performance after getting beat and winning this one. So Bills, Cowboys, we're gonna skip the Vikings, Packers, come back to that one at the end. But they play at noon o'clock on Sunday, but in Green Bay. But we'll move on. We'll play the Falcons and the Titans. So the 4-3 Falcons heading up to Tennessee to take on the 2-4 Titans. Atlanta just coming off that win against Tampa Bay. Tennessee coming off a bye. Atlanta has a 2-point spread on the road in this one. Who do you got?
I got Tennessee. I'm taking the upset here. I know Tennessee's going to have a backup, one of their backup quarterbacks. I know right now they're kind of going towards Will Levis to start that game. If Tannehill can't go, but I'm guessing Will Levis will probably start that game. And they do have that Willis, or what's other backup, Willis. So I think they're in good hands. It'd kind of be cool to see Will Levis play a big game, and it's a big game. So I'm going Titans here with the upset at home.
Yeah, like I said, last week about the Falcons, I don't know how they freaking keep winning these close ones. But I don't think Mike Vrabel is going to have any of that. I think the Tennessee Titans get the victory at home over the Falcons. And yeah, I see Derrick Henry going for like 150 and 2 touchdowns. I think Will Levis, hopefully if he gets started, he gets his first dub of his career, hooking up with Hopkins and yeah, having that beast of a running back in the backfield. I think the Titans got this one at home, coming off a bye. So yeah, I'm going Titans in this one.
All right.
And then moving on, we got the New Orleans Saints 3-4 heading to Indianapolis Colts, who are also 3-4. New Orleans coming off that loss to Jacksonville on Thursday night last week. Good game, put up a lot of points. Like we just talked about, Kareem Hunt had a good game. But then Indy coming off that loss to Cleveland, they also put up 38 points as well, and had a shootout with the Browns. But yeah, Indy has a 1-point spread in this one. Who do you got?
It's a tough one. I think Alvin Kamara is going to continue to, progress and play better each week. Get Michael Thomas in the game. Hopefully Chris Olave is able to bounce back after getting arrested. But also Gardner Minshew's, putting up 38 points. Got a good running game. That -1 is very realistic. It's gonna be a good game in Indianapolis. I'm gonna have to go Colts here. I'm believing in that Minshew mania here, so I'm going to go Colts.
Yeah, I like the way, even with the Anthony Richardson being out and Jonathan Taylor being out the first 4 weeks, I think the Colts are going to get back on track with having Jonathan Taylor in the backfield and linking up with like Michael Pittman Jr. and Mo Alley Cox. And yeah, Gardner Minshew having 300 yards is fucking awesome to see that against the Browns defense, who, yeah, incredible defense too. So I also have the Colts in this one over the Saints. I think the defense of the Colts is going to hold up Alvin Kamara and their offensive weapons. And I don't really like Derek Carr as a quarterback, to be honest. He did throw for 300 last week, but yeah, I have the Colts in this one.
Alrighty,
beating the Saints at home. So and then we have the Patriots, who just beat the Buffalo Bills, heading down to Miami to take on the Dolphins in a divisional game. Who do you got in this one?
I think it's back to reality for the New England Patriots fans. They're going to get smoked, steamrolled, I'd say, by the Dolphins, and yeah, it's not going to be a game.
Miami's coming off a loss to Philly, so they're probably coming back saying, "Hey, let's show the world that we're not dead."
And I mean that division is, it's a tough division. You got to keep winning if you want to stay on top or somewhere in the conversation. So yeah, I think they're gonna steamroll these Patriots here.
Yeah, and Miami has a 9.5-point spread in that one. Probably gonna win by more than 2 touchdowns. I would think. So yeah, I got the Dolphins in that one too. Tua's leading the league in passing yards and second in touchdowns. So yeah, their offense is rolling. Raheem Mostert had multiple 2-touchdown, 3-touchdown games. And
but he didn't play great last week, but he might bounce back and have one of those 2 or 3 touchdown games again.
They got Jeff Wilson back, who is a great receiver out of the backfield. And then Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, and all the weapons they have in Miami.
And then A-Chan's got to be coming back here shortly.
He was placed on IR about 2 weeks ago, so he's got about a couple weeks left. So
yeah,
we'll see when he comes back what he can do. But yeah, just a fast overall team. And I think they outrun the Patriots in this one at home. So yeah, I got Miami in this one. And then we have the battle of the New York beasts. We have the Jets facing the Giants. 3-point spread for the Jets on the road. Jets coming off a bye, and then you have the Giants coming off a win against Washington with Tyrod Taylor. So
yeah,
Daniel Jones might be coming back for this one. We'll see if he clears concussion protocol, but I would stick with Tyrod in this
especially
one.
this base, a big game.
Yeah, it's
New York.
New York versus New York divisional game. So we'll see what I think. I like the Jets in this one, honestly, coming off a bye. I think give Zach Wilson more time with the offense and the number ones, because I don't think he got much with them in the preseason or offseason. So with A-Rod there, but yeah, get him more time with the ones. Get Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, potentially trading away Dalvin Cook maybe, because he's not doing much. Trade him to get some value out of him.
Trade him back to the fucking Vikings.
Gets too old. So, but yeah, I got the Jets in this one. Who do you got?
Yeah, I got the Jets as well. I think, sitting at 3-3, coming off a bye, Aaron Rodgers tears his ACL week 1. We've been through that. Giants, coming off it's not a great win against Commanders, win by 7. But But I think so. There's some motivation with all the Jets players that A-Rod could come back in the foreseeable future. Maybe 4 or 5 weeks. They were trying to shoot for week 12, 13. I got the Jets here, and I think that they're gonna go to 4-3, and that's right where they want to be if they want Aaron Rodgers back, because he's not gonna come back. Obviously, if they're maybe 500, but less than 500 now. So they're gonna keep winning to increase the chances of him returning.
Oh yeah, if they can win the next 4 or 5 games,
not even 4 or 5,
4 or 5, but yeah,
just be a game up,
4 or 5 out of the rest of the games, then it wouldn't be too bad if having A-Rod come back, because I still have that $50 bet that's lingering in my balance for them to win the Super Bowl, and they're kind of giving me hope here. And then but it is tough against the Giants, coming off that confident win with Tyrod as your backup, putting up. Darren Waller gets his first, and he played well, and so Saquon Barkley's back. I don't know how healthy he is.
I'm not sure. I think he's pretty healthy.
Yeah. I still have the Jets in this one. This would be a good game, though. That's going to be a fun one to watch.
Yep, that will be a great one to watch.
And then you have the Jaguars and the Steelers. This one's going to be a hard-headed battle, dirty battle. I think these are one of the two, just Jacksonville Jaguars and Pittsburgh Steelers. They're just dirty teams as just their personality when you look at them or talk about them. So I think this is going to be a hard-fought game, but I think I have the Jaguars coming out on top. So Jacksonville Jaguars 5-2 heading to Pittsburgh Steelers 4-2. Jacksonville coming out the win against New Orleans on Thursday, so they got a long week to recover and prepare for the Steelers. And Steelers coming off that kind of emotional win in the fourth quarter against the Rams. Who do you got?
I'm gonna go Steelers here at home. 2.5. Yeah, the Jags beat the Saints, but not a Saints mediocre team. Steelers have had some big wins, and I honestly do think that you have to get Najee Harris going. Obviously, they got Deontay Johnson back. They got Kenny Pickett playing pretty well, and their defense is solid. So I'm gonna go Steelers here, the underdog at home.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm going Jacksonville in this one. That I think their defense is gonna pressure, especially their defensive line. They got a stout defensive line, and I think there'll be pressure on Kenny Pickett all day. I don't think he has any time to throw. And the Jaguars are looking good with Doug Peterson as their head coach, finally getting things together. Calvin Ridley still can't get things going, but all the other offensive
I think he had me 2 points last week.
1.3,
God damn,
something like that. One catch for 5 yards. So, but anyway, he. All the other guys are clicking though. Evan Ingram, Zay Jones, Christian Kirk. You have all those guys balling out. Travis Etienne. I think Steelers defense can't keep up with all those guys. I think the Jaguars got this one on the road. I'm taking the Jags.
Alrighty. All right.
And then you have the 6-1 Philadelphia Eagles head into the 3-4 Washington Commanders. Philly coming off that win against Miami, and Washington lost to the Giants. Philly has a 6.5-point spread in this one. Who do you got?
Divisional game, exciting. No, it's gonna be a kind of a shit show. I think the Eagles are just gonna dominate them. Feel bad for Sam Howell. He's not gonna get time to throw. The run game's not gonna get going with Brian Robinson. Eagles are gonna beat them by more than 6.5. Even though it is in Washington, I'm taking Eagles all the way.
Yeah, I'm surprised this spread isn't bigger than it is at 6.5. But add 5 more sacks to Sam Howell's stat sheet,
if not more.
Yeah, if not more. Eagles' defensive line is crazy good. Secondary is good. Darius Slay had a pick last week. I'm going Eagles in this one by at least 2 touchdowns against the Commanders in Riverboat Ron. So give me the Eagles. And then we're moving to this one should be a close one. We have the 3-3 Houston Texans, who are coming off a bye, heading down to South Carolina to take on the 0-6 Panthers, who are also coming off a bye. So both teams had a week to prepare and get some rest in. Houston has a 3-point spread. Who do you have in this one?
I'm going to take the underdog at home again. So that's my third underdog at home. I think it's time for the Panthers to actually get a win, because they're, I love Adam Thielen, that he's not wearing the Vikings uniform anymore, because he's balling out. He's their best receiver. Hopefully they can get shit going. And Texans are good too, but I think the Panthers are going to take one, and I think that's going to get their first win at home.
Yeah, I have the same thing happening here. I think Bryce Young comes out and beats C.J. Stroud as the number one overall versus the number two overall.
Mm-hmm.
I think Bryce Young comes out, balls out, and shows why he was drafted number one overall, and gets his first win of the season. And Adam Thielen going over 150, having a couple touchdowns.
Yes, yeah, I think this is gonna be
Um,
a good game for the whole
yeah,
Carolina and their crowd. I think it's gonna be an exciting game just to
yeah.
watch Adam Thielen ball out.
Right, and I think Miles Sanders is coming back. So you have Miles Sanders and Chuba Hubbard as a two-headed monster. Hayden Hurst has been playing well, or yeah, Hayden Hurst I think is in
Mm-hmm.
Carolina. He's been playing well. So yeah, I have the Panthers taking this one at home against the Texans. I just don't think the Texans. Yeah, C.J. Stroud hasn't threw one pick last week against the.
One pick and they like 130, 20 pass attempts.
Yeah, so I mean,
That
good
doesn't
for
mean
him, but
anything though.
yeah, I don't know if their offense with Nico Collins and I mean he's been balling out this year. Tank Dell might be coming back, but I still have the Panthers in this one. Give me the Panthers. Yeah, with the points and everything. So yeah, Panthers money line on that one. Then you have the 4-2 Cleveland Browns coming off that win against Indy, heading over to Seattle to take on the 4-2 Seahawks. Coming off that win against Arizona. Seattle has a 3-point spread at home. Who do you got?
It's a tough one. I think it's one of the toughest ones. I mean, Browns are good. Seattle's pretty damn good too. It all just depends if the Browns defense is able to get after Geno.
And if Deshaun Watson
Him
plays.
most likely won't play. You know how that goes.
Yeah, he came in last week and had
Yeah,
like he had one pass for 5 yards and then took himself out.
yeah. I do like the Browns. I don't like the Browns, but I like David Njoku. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Browns here. I gotta go Browns
Going
in
Browns
Seattle.
with the upset
Yep.
against
Yeah.
Seattle.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the home team on this one. Go Seattle, just because the Browns don't really have a solid quarterback right now, and they're playing with PJ Walker, kind of relying on the run game a little bit. And yeah, I don't know, if Deshaun Watson doesn't play, I don't think the Browns really have a chance. Besides their defense, and with Geno Smith and Kenneth Walker Jr. and DK Metcalf is back, and with Jack Smith and Nick Jigba, who
And
had a good
Jigba,
game,
yeah.
and Tyler Lockett. I think it's too many weapons on the Seattle side. I have Seattle taking this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be a good game. I put it up there top 5 games of this slate.
Yeah, and it's in Seattle. They have the 13th member of the team.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of that crowd is always rocking. So yeah, give me Seattle at home in this one.
All
And
right.
then we got Kansas City Chiefs divisional game heading to Denver to take on the 2-5 Broncos. Kansas City has an 8-point spread in this one. Both coming off wins though, so
Mm-hmm.
can they keep the momentum going? Who do you got?
Yeah, I'm going. I have Chiefs here. I think Kelsey's gonna still play, phenomenally. I think that Patrick Mahomes is gonna ball out. And then Broncos, I think they just got lucky with that win, or not lucky. They just played not a very good team in the Packers. I'm gonna go Chiefs here by a lot.
Yeah, I think I'm going with the Chiefs as well. But yeah, Packers. I mean, not Packers. Broncos defense is pretty decent. I think they're underrated. So yeah, but I still think Travis Kelce finds the openings in the defense and
Let's go.
destroys them.
Mark down, Truck Kelsey with the touchdown and Pacheco.
Yeah, so yeah, you can mark those two down. But yeah, I have the Chiefs in this one on the road against Denver. I think it was, what did I say, an 8.5 point spread?
6.5 or
Eight.
seven
It's
as
down
of
to
today.
7. It was 8 yesterday, down to 7 today. Yeah, give me the 7 points too. I think they win by more than a touchdown. I'm surprised that it went down to 7. Thought it would go up, but yeah. So Chiefs on the road. Give me them. And then we have the 5-2 Baltimore Ravens coming off that win against Detroit, heading down to Arizona to take on the 1-6 Cardinals, who just came off that loss to Seattle. Baltimore has an 8.5 point spread in this one. Who do you got?
I'm gonna go. Let's see here. Nah, it's easy. I'm gonna go Ravens here.
I was about to say, what are you thinking about?
Yeah, they're going to 6 and moving on to 6-2. I think Lamar's gonna have another 300 game. Cardinals. Yeah, you just can't really do anything. They got Hart, but Hart's not enough to win the games. I don't think in this league. So
You gotta have talent too, and they just don't have much of it.
yep. So I'm gonna go Ravens here. Going into Arizona and just putting a stomping on them.
Yeah, Kyler Murray coming off the injury report though It has that 21 days to get acclimated with
Yep.
the team.
So he has to either play before the 21 play. I think it's to play before that 21 days is done, or he's automatically out for the rest of the season.
Yeah. So yeah, he'll be coming back here in the next week or two, I would assume.
Oh yeah, because he's already practicing with the team.
Yeah. So we'll see if he comes back, if he can make a difference. I don't know if it's going to be this week or not, but I still have the Ravens taking this one on the road. Yeah, 5-2 Ravens. If they could play half as good as they did last week, they'll beat the Cardinals by 14 points. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I have the Ravens in that one. Give me the Ravens on the road against the Cardinals. Then we have the 3-3 Bengals, who are coming off a bye, heading to San Fran, a home of the brotherly love, and then
and the brotherly shove.
Well, yeah, that's Philly, but they got the 49ers 5-2. Coming off that loss to Minnesota on Monday night. So they got a short week, but they're taking on the Bengals, who are coming up. I think they won 2 or 3 straight now. So coming off a bye too. So who do you got in this one?
I don't think the Niners were going to lose 3 games in a row. Turnovers got to stop. Brock Purdy's got to pull tighten up here because he's got it. I mean, they're a good team. They have a great defense. They have great weapons around and that entire team. So I'm going to go Niners here at home. Gonna be a good game though. This is 2 really good teams going against each other. So I'm gonna go Niners here, and I probably wouldn't take that 3.5. I think it's gonna be a really close game, maybe 1 point, 2 point game, but we'll see.
Yeah. Who knows? Bengals might make the 49ers lose 3 straight. If coming off a bye gives another week for Joe Burrow's calf to heal up. He looked good last week or 2 weeks ago. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins is back healthy. Yeah, I don't know. This one might be a close one, a lot closer than 5.5.
Yeah, it's down to 3.5 now.
Oh, it's 3.5 now?
Yeah, 3.5 to the Niners.
Holy shit. Yeah, this one, I was going to say, this might be a lot closer than you think. Especially if Debo's out and they're
I think Debo might
banged up.
Debo might have a good chance of playing. Just being out against Minnesota. Because they probably thought they were going to roll over Minnesota, so he just took it off. Unfortunately, they lost. But now Christian McCaffrey, dog.
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm not discrediting Christian McCaffrey.
And their defense.
I guarantee he's going to score again this game.
Oh, yeah. But it's going to be, coming off giving Joey B another extra week to, heal up. It's going to be a tight game, but I got to go Niners. I don't see them losing 3 games in a row.
Yeah,
after that 5-0 start.
I don't think they're going to lose 3 games in a row. But I do want to bet on the Bengals though.
Go ahead, do it.
Because
lock it in.
Could be coming off a bye, coming out firing, score 2 quick touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 49ers also have that explosiveness as well. I have 49ers jotted down on my sheet, but yeah, I didn't know that line changed that much to 3.5.
Yep, when I looked at it at about 5:30, it was 3.5. So, and I mean, I'm really impressed with is Brandon Ayuk. He is a dog.
Well, he's stepping up with Deebo Samuel out there for sure.
And there's really Deebo Samuel's he's a huge weapon, but if you have somebody come in and take over the responsibilities and be explosive like Deebo is, Brandon Ayuk is. So
yeah, I'm gonna go with the 49ers here, but yeah, it's gonna be a close game. This one might be a shootout, probably 34-32 for the 49ers in this one. This one might be
it should be a good game.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch that.
And that's a 3:25 game.
Yeah, that's an afternoon game. So I'm excited to watch that one. Let's go. Yeah, I'll go with the 49ers here, but yeah, that's going to be a close one. The Bengals, though. All right.
It's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
I mean, I think whatever you pick, I mean, it's kind of a toss-up. Depends who really comes out and play. They got one team with a week of rest, and you have one team coming off 2 losses.
And it's a short week, Monday to Sunday.
Yeah.
They don't get a full week.
Yeah, but who has more, who wants it more? I think the Niners are going to want it more. Especially losing to a 2-4 team. I think it's just that hurts. So I'm going Niners. I got to.
Oh, Vikings are the best. We're the best 2-4 team in the league at the time. Now they're the best 3-4 team in the league. But yeah, I have 49ers in that one, but keep a close eye on that one. That one might be a good bet for an upset going to the Bengals in that one. But yeah, I don't see the 49ers losing 3 in a row. Then we have the 2-5 Chicago Bears coming off that win against Las Vegas, heading to LA to take on the 2-4 Chargers, who just came out that loss to the Chiefs. Chargers actually have an 8.5 point spread in this one. Justin Fields probably still out. Who do you got?
Yeah, I think the Bears need to, take a chill pill. I know you get one win and you get explode, and then lose one or two, and then you explode. We'll get one, freak out. I'm going Chargers here. Yeah, especially them losing last week, right? So, yeah, and Bears. Bears might be better than the Packers, so I don't really talk too much. But yeah, they're gonna 8-8. It's now 8.5 to Chargers. So, yeah, I'm gonna go Chargers here all the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Chargers. I don't think they're beating them by 8.5, even with Justin Fields out. They had a good outing last week, but yeah, it was against the Vegas Raiders, but we're absolutely dog trash. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Chargers in this one. But I would take the Bears and the points if they're giving you 8.5. So yeah, but I still have the Chargers in this one. So, and this is Sunday Night Football. Should be a good game. Hopefully, what if the Bears come out fire and score?
Maybe they have done it before, but yeah. I think the Chargers are a lot better. I don't know if Justin
Fields, he's doubtful,
and they're in LA, so
yeah. So then moving to Monday night, we got the Las Vegas Raiders, who we were just talking about, 3-4, just coming out that loss to Chicago, heading to Detroit to take on the 5-2 Lions, who are just coming out that abysmal loss to the Ravens. But yeah, Detroit still has an 8-point spread in this one. Who do you got?
I got Detroit putting up 6 points last week. Yeah, awful. I bet Dan Campbell's beside himself with that performance. And it's the Raiders. Who knows if Jimmy G's going to be back playing, unless they're trying to start whatever his name is. I don't even know the backup's name. But yeah, I'm going Detroit. I think this is a big game to get back on track. Not definitely a hard game, but it's put a lot of points up, get your offense back to where it needs to be, get your defense in rhythm. Yeah, and I think they're going to win by pretty easily.
Yeah, I got the Lions at home in this one, but if Aiden O'Connell comes out and starts and gets hooked up with Devontae Adams quick, yeah, who knows? This could be a closer game than 8 points, but I still have the Lions winning this one. I think, yeah, Dan Campbell's going to give them a talking to, and yeah, show the Raiders like, hey, that was just a fluke last week. So, But yeah, then we'll go back to the Vikings at the Packers. Lines even, so
it's switched then.
What do you have?
1 to the Vikings.
1 to the Vikings. I just looked at this today and I put it on there and it was even.
I can check. What do you look at? What are you going off ESPN?
Yeah.
So I'm going off Bleacher Report. I'm guessing it's pretty similar. Yeah, I'll check right now, see if it's changed. Because this line's going to change quite frequently, but they do have -1 to the Vikings over under 42 points.
Okay.
And that's as of right now. So who knows? It could be even. I guess it depends what app you do use. So we'll say even or we'll say 1. It don't matter. Going to be a very close game, I think, or what they predict. But who do you have?
Yeah, I got the. I'm rocking with. I'm going with the home team, the Minnesota Vikings, baby.
Home team.
Well, my home team. Going with the Minnesota Vikings. Yeah, I think the Packers. Yeah. 5-win team at the most. They got a tough schedule coming up, and Vikings have a pretty smooth sailing. So I think we're gonna take over the division leader. I think we'll beat the Lions, and yeah, I think the Vikings take over the division and make the playoffs, baby. That was a good outing. I'm pumped for that win. Hopefully it didn't feel like a Super Bowl win. It felt like just a good game. It didn't feel like we got too overexcited at any time, even when we made that interception.
I don't know if you watched all the interviews after the game, but
yeah, it's a good win, but it didn't feel like a Super Bowl win like last year, Buffalo Bills when we came.
Well, yeah, you guys went 13-3 last year.
Yeah,
and of course, yeah, that's gonna be a big win because you were sitting at 2-4 prior to this win. Of course, it's not gonna you're 13-3. That's gonna be a big game, or you're a really good team. You're leading the division already, so it is a big game. You guys were freaking out about just 1 win. You're 3-4. You're second in the division.
Yeah, I don't know if we were necessarily freaking out.
Well, they're excited because Kirk. They put a chain around him and acting goofy and dancing.
They did that every game
after every win. Yeah,
every game last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just getting our mojo back, baby. That's what it's all about. And then we're gonna go on a 10-game winning streak and then make the playoffs and then probably lose in the second round of the playoffs. But that's what the Vikings are, man. That's what the Vikings are, and I have the Vikings beating the Packers by 10 points in this one.
Even by the score or what?
No, I'm
going to go Packers here, baby. Lambeau's a different place, coming off. It's going to be a close game. The Vikings are pretty good, but you come to Lambeau, and there is snow in the forecast. So you play in a dome. You got a bunch of softies over. Besides Hitman Harry, we're just soft people in Minnesota.
It's just the frozen tundra, baby.
Yep. No, yeah, no. Green Bay is the frozen tundra. Yeah, we got a bunch. You guys play in a dome.
It snows in that dome. Have you ever been?
Yeah, fake snow. But no, I'm gonna go Packers just because it's my team. It's gonna be a good game. Maybe not. Packers could get blown out. I don't see it going the other way where Packers blow them out. But yeah, I'm gonna go Packers by 3. I'm gonna put the game in Carlson's hand and have him kick a field goal to win the game.
The rookie. Yeah.
Anders, baby. But yeah, it's gonna be a good game. I think that this is a bad game for the Packers because they're playing at home. Yeah, it's great. It's gonna be real cold because as we know, Midwest is has a huge storm front coming in with a little bit of snow. So I guess we'll see. But yeah, bad loss last week for the Packers and a huge win for the Vikings. The momentum is gonna be a huge factor, I think. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with the Packers, but it's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be a good game. I think the Vikings will walk all over the Packers. Packers might throw for because we let up a lot of receiving yards just because we play, but we've been blitzing a lot lately, and I think we're just gonna eat the Packers O-line alive just because they have been playing well. Jordan Love's gonna be hurting at the end of the game, and yeah, like I said, I have the Vikings winning by 10 plus in that game. So
all right.
We'll see how it all pans out. But yeah, that's week 7 recap and week 8 preview for NFL. And then yeah, last night we had the NBA start up, which was fun. We got to see a little bit of NBA action, so it's gonna fill in the gaps between between Tuesday and Thursday there. But we had the Los Angeles Lakers in Denver taking on the Nuggets. Nuggets get their first win of the season over the Lakers.
Yep, and they celebrated their ring ceremony.
Yep, ring ceremony and everything. That was pretty dope. The rings were sick. They had it pulls out and it was the banner and everything. Mm-hmm. So it was a fucking sick ring. Diamonds all over it, sparkling. So yeah, congratulations. Shout out Denver Nuggets on their
2023 NBA championship.
Yep, championship, and they're gonna probably run it back. They got the whole starting squad back, which is rare. And lost Bruce Brown, but they got some young talent on with that Bo Brown or that one guy out of Kansas. So yeah, I like Denver going back to back, but yeah, started off the season great, knocking off the Lakers, 119 to 107.
Yeah, I thought it was a good game. That's actually very, very promising for the Lakers. If you lose by, you said 119, so you lose by 12 points or 11 points.
12 points.
12 points. That's promising for the Lakers. LeBron had 21, 8 and 5 in his 20th season or 22nd season. 21st season? Yeah. I believe it is. Yeah. And then AD looks good. He kind of got shut down in the second half, didn't have any points. But then, you got Austin Reeves.
I was going to say he looked good.
First half he did.
You're going to say he went 5 for 17 with 17 points. And yeah, he didn't score in the second half.
Yeah, so that's 17. Good, yeah.
But then.
Yeah, he had 17 points in the first half. That's pretty impressive. So I said first half. I said first half. Yeah. Austin Reeves. We got a young team. We got a lot of brand new players coming in.
Yeah, you do. Or I guess Lakers do.
Yeah. So I think it looked good. But under the second game, Golden State.
Yeah, Golden State at home against the Phoenix Suns. Devin Booker goes off in this game for 32. But yeah, Suns beat Golden State at home. Golden State had a rough time last year winning at home and on the road. They didn't play well really at all last year.
But you got to also a huge factor in that game was Draymond Green did not play. So Chris Paul actually started in his spot, and they obviously rotated or whatever to get that correct lineup. But Draymond Green didn't play, and he's their best defender and their best, momentum booster.
Yeah, it was kind of a shitty shooting performance from the Golden State Warriors, going 23% from downtown, which is not really heard of from the Splash Brothers. Klay Thompson went 3 for 11, and Steph Curry went 4 for 14.
Yeah.
So not a very good shooting night. Overall, they went 35% from the floor. So, yeah, just got outshot. And
first game, though.
Outmanned, yeah.
Long season.
Yeah, it is a long season, 82 games. But, yeah, Phoenix starts their season off 1-0 on the right foot. Bradley Beal. Don't think he played at all this game. I'm just looking. No, yeah, Devin Booker Jokic Nurkic, Okogie, Josh Okogie, Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant had 18 points. But yeah, Devin Booker, like I said, with 32, 5 and or 32, 6 and 8. So he balled out. And then yeah, it's kind of how the NBA games going. And then we got a 15 game slate tonight. Crazy slate tonight. We got the Hawks, Hornets, Wizards at Pacers, Celtics at Knicks, Rockets at Magic, Cavs at Nets. So yeah, you gotta, and there's more to come. I don't want to go through all of them. Pistons, Heat, Timberwolves at Raptors, Thunders at Bulls, Pelicans at Grizzlies, Kings at Jazz.
Zion.
Yeah, Zion balling out or not
healthy
out,
and will ball out.
Hopefully he's healthy. Hopefully he's lost some weight. So hopefully he takes some pressure off his joints. But yeah, Mavericks at Spurs, Victor Wembanyama, his NBA debut. Have him going rookie of the year for sure, and could possibly pull out the MVP too.
No way, dude.
Well, he's been playing well in preseason.
Yeah, but it's preseason. None of those like big names to actually play.
Yeah, Anthony. He did it on Anthony Davis.
How about is he gonna do it over the Greek Freak? I don't think so.
I don't know. He's been blocking shots on the perimeter, and then you saw the Spurs, how they're getting.
I don't think he's strong enough.
Having the fucking coaches hold like a 4-foot extended arm to kind of like
be able to shoot over
exactly
top.
What Wemby's like coming in. Yeah, so then you have the Trailblazers at the Clippers. And so that's like a 15 game slate of NBA games on tonight. And I'm in an NBA fantasy league, which is tough to manage sometimes. But yeah, I'm excited for the season to kick off. I love it, watching NBA games and just having it on in the background all night, every night. So, but yeah, and then college football. Had a couple of big games last week. Ohio State, Penn State was the big one there. That was a good game. Any other games? Colorado was on a bye.
Colorado actually, no, they weren't. They beat. Were they on a bye?
Yeah, they were on a bye last week. They play UCLA this week. But yeah, a couple of big games coming up this week. Game days in Utah. You have the Oregon Ducks traveling to Utah. Game. That's going to be a good game. You have Duke playing Louisville in Louisville, so
and
that
both
would be
ranked
a good
teams.
Game. Yep, 20 versus 18. USC versus Cal. That should be it's a in-state rivalry, but that shouldn't be too
and
much
USC dropped the game last week, so
yep, USC did drop
playing very well
last week as well. Yeah. Any other ones?
Big games for it's kind of like the South Dakota marker. USD plays SDSU, so that's a pretty big game. That's Saturday. I'll probably be going out and grabbing an appetizer and going to watch that game. It should be a good game. So I think it's 1 versus 4. I think it is. So it should be a tight game, and I'm excited for that. But college football, Colorado, that's going to be a big game for them if they can beat what is UCLA ranked? 23rd. So it's not a huge, they're not super high up in the rankings, but it should be a pretty good win if they can beat a ranked team. Because the last time they beat a ranked team was week 1, I believe, when they played TCU. Yeah. So, it should be a good game. I think going back to the Ohio State-Penn State game, Ohio State's the real deal. Because Penn State is really good. I like that Marvin Harrison Jr., Maserati Marv. So, it should be a good game.
Yeah, 100%. And then, Ohio State, speaking of, plays Wisconsin this week. Both Ohio State's 7-0. They moved to 3rd ranked overall, and Wisco is 5-2.
It's not a bad record.
Should be a good Big Ten matchup. Wisconsin's at home, so who knows, that could play a factor. But, Ohio State might just run all over them. That Kevin McCord kid's balling out. Only has 1 interception on the year and 12 touchdowns. So, he's been balling out. Almost has 2,000 yards already. So, pretty impressive. And that Marvin Harrison, almost has 1,000. He has 765. So,
yep.
That should be a good one. Tennessee, Kentucky should be a good one, too. Both 5-2.
And Tennessee just dropped to Alabama.
Yep. But that was a good game. Jalen Milroe.
That was in Tuscaloosa, I believe.
Came back at the end, not the end, second half, and started balling out. But Tennessee had a handle on that one the first half. But then Alabama comes back in the second half last week. That was a good game. But then Kentucky's a good team. So that should be a good match. Kentucky's at home in that one. So Yeah, that's college football for you next week, and then we covered a few games last week. I didn't pay too much attention to college last week, except for that Ohio State Penn State
Yeah, the
game.
Minnesota Iowa game was pretty good.
Yeah, Minnesota Iowa. Yeah, that's right. We got to touch on that because of that punt return that got called back.
Yeah,
That was
so
absolute rubbish of
yeah,
a
just
call.
I mean, kind of when he waved his arm to tell people to get away from the
Yeah,
ball.
so yeah, punted it and it was like a
So
minute
Peter,
45 left. He was pointing at the ball and kind of just like waving his hand below his shoulder, saying, "Hey, get out of the way, get out of the way." Catches it or picks it up off the bounce, spins out of one tackle, runs past three or four other guys, breaks it for a touchdown, and then no whistles, nothing stopped on
and
the
usually when
play.
that happens, if you pick up after you fair catch it, and if you do think it's a fair catch, a white flag comes out if you illegally touch it. And they didn't throw a white flag, so I don't know what the refs were looking at there. If they thought he fair caught it,
Well, if you fair caught it, then you can't advance the
yes, and he
ball.
grabbed it and touched it. That's when they throw that white little beanie, whatever. If it's illegally touched, they never. So they thought he fair caught it, right? But he did touch it. So if the refs already think that he fair caught it, once he touched that ball, a white flag should have came or a white beanie should have came out in illegal touching. And then that never happened. He ended up running for the touchdown, and then they go back and look at it, or they say that it was a fair catch, right, or legal fair catch because he went and ran it after
legal fair catch.
well, yeah, he ran after it was a legal play after he fair caught it and then ran for it.
Right. So it would have been a flag if you would have fair caught
I'm
it
not saying a
and
flag.
advanced the ball. Yes, because you can't advance the ball
Yes,
on a fair catch. That would be a penalty.
I know that, dude. I understand that, but when
So
they
if
throw a
you're
white flag if the ball's illegally touched,
why would it be illegally touched?
look it
By
up.
who?
You can look it up by the offense because it was a fair catch or the play's dead. Maybe it's the play's dead. They'll throw a white flag, but they didn't do it, and that's all the controversy is saying that's illegal touching. But why didn't you throw if the play was dead? There's got to be some type of sign. Was there whistles? No, there was no whistles that were blown, and so that's a huge controversy of why was it called dead? Should have been a touchdown. Iowa should have won the game.
Yeah, 100%. That was kind of a buzzkill. Our mom was at the game at Kinnick Stadium in Iowa City, and the place was rocking, all white and black. It was a yeah. She sent me a picture. It was fucking sweet atmosphere. Yeah, just a tough way to lose though. On that play being called back, it just sucks for Iowa on that one. But yeah, good thing to brought that up because yeah, I wanted
Yeah,
to touch on that.
I was 5-2 or something like that. They could have.
Yeah, they could have been ranked, and yeah, so that was a tough loss for Iowa fans and pretty much college football because yeah, I think that was a bullshit call too as well.
For sure.
But, yeah, it was crazy ending to that game. Tough way to lose for the Hawkeyes, but it is what it is, and they have to come back next week and play. So
Revenge game.
MLB. Last night wrapped up the ALS and the NLCS or whatever NLS conference play. Diamondbacks beat the Phillies and
Last night. Yep.
and advanced to the World Series to take on the Texas Rangers who beat the Astros last week. So yeah, this is going to be a good matchup. They have the Texas Rangers. This is on Friday, so that's when you said it starts. They have the Texas Rangers money line minus 170 for this one. But yeah, I think the Diamondbacks, they've been putting up a lot of points. They're on a heater, but so are the Rangers. And when the wood's connecting with the ball, yeah, that's always a good sign. So they putting up like 11 runs.
Yeah,
a
it should
game
be.
and
That's gonna be fun to watch. I think the World Series is always fun to watch when it's you got 7 games to show you're the best in the world. So it should be fun to watch that.
Yeah. So MLB starting on Friday, World Series. Got the Diamondbacks against the Rangers, 7-game series. So that should be.
And nobody thought that would be the World Series for sure.
Right. Yeah. Diamondbacks are like 44 and 41, and the Rangers were like, yeah. Well, let me just look at what they were.
Yeah, but yeah, they shouldn't have been in it. That's why we mentioned last week that there should be a shorter regular season, a longer postseason to actually get some good game. See because obviously the regular season is a joke. Because those top teams in ALS and I think it's NLS they didn't even make the MLB.
So Rangers
World
are
Series,
90 and 72, and Diamondbacks are 84 and 78. So Rangers are a little bit better, but yeah, sitting close to that 500 mark, which isn't bad. I mean, Twins are right around that 500 mark and made the playoffs. So I don't think there's too many big win teams this year. But yeah, you would think the Astros would make it back. yeah, Rangers with Schwarber and everybody, not Schwarber, but they got their
Schwarber.
Schwarber.
He's on the Phillies.
Oh yeah, he's on the Phillies. Yeah, I thought the Phillies were gonna.
But
win.
yeah, MLB should be fun. Yeah, it's big, big week for MLB fans around the world coming up. So
yeah, 100%. So yeah, Diamondbacks and Rangers in the World Series. So, and then we have college basketball starting up next week as well. So. Crazy. Duke's 2, Kansas is 1, Purdue's 3, Michigan State 4, Marquette 5. So that's your top 5 for the AP top 25 for men's college basketball rankings. So
sweet.
Yeah, start next week on Monday. No, not next week. 2 weeks on the Monday, November 6th.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. So Monday, November 6th is when college basketball starts. So. Yeah,
there go a lot of sports turning. We had that kind of lull where NFL was like in their, their mini training camp, mini camps and stuff like that. But now we're in a full roll of just sports, all day, every day. So, yeah, and then UFC fights was a big card we talked about last week. 2 main cards, was Hamzat versus Volkanovski. That ended in a head kick to knock out Volkanovski. He took the fight on a short notice.
Yeah, he didn't land very many punches. He only landed like 11 out of the 19 he threw. Round only 3 minutes into the first round, and then Masvidal, who's the one who won?
So Islam Makhachev,
Makhachev
beat Alex Volk.
Yeah, and so Alexander the Great goes down, but that Makhachev guy had like 36.
Hamzat Makhachev.
Yeah, however you pronounce his name. Yeah, he had like 34 significant punches landed, so he came out.
And he fought Kamaru Usman. Yeah, so the names sound familiar. It's Islam, and then there's Hamzat. So Hamzat fought Kamaru Usman, and Islam fought Alexander Volkanovski.
So yeah, the main card, the one who fought Alexander the Great,
had 34.
Islam, Yep, the one that lasted 3 minutes into the first round.
Yep, that was I'm talking about. That was the head kick knockout.
The guy came out swinging and everything, landed 34 punches, and then lands that head kick. So yeah, yeah, and then like you said, Usman was the fight before him, and he ended up losing. Losing in that one. That was an upset, right?
Yep. I mean, I don't know if it was an upset, but that Hamzat Chimaev is a animal,
maniac.
Yeah, so that's all. Yeah, that's a lot of sports this weekend. I mean we still got a long ways to go. I mean, with the NFL regular season and also into the playoffs, and then NBA starting up, the World Series, ending of the MLB, but it's still gonna be electric. And then like you said, college basketball, USC's year round. So a lot of new events that are gonna be happening, and a lot of games that are gonna be happening. So just tune in, baby.
Hell yeah. We'll be covering it all, or trying to as best as we can, but mainly focusing on NFL while it's still here. We only got 18 weeks of this precious sport, so got to take full advantage of it and get the most information we can. But
yes, sir.
That's pretty much all I got for episode number 37. All I gotta say is Skull Bikes, baby.
Let's go, Pat. Go, Po.
Put this fucker on and let's fucking roll.
Go, Pat. Go, baby.
Let's go, baby. All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week on the pod. Until then,
peace.